sunk an enemy destroyer.
Do you copy?
Put the force at weapons posture 1. Warning red. Weapons tight. I want everything loaded.
Napoli, I ride, armor like a wall, brawling in the gaps of final brawl. No HE, just SAP and steel. I make big boys back up and kneel. Smoke in hand and the Secondaries bites. I punch first, they end the fight.
Hey, Demons is Ripper. Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. Got a fun video with the Napoli. Yes, I saw this thing played one time in Unbreakable Line, and I was like, this thing is a monstrosity. You can't kill it. It's like a little turtle that just won't die. It seems like it's got some kind of hardened shell on it, and it's got firepower that really hurts when it stings. And man, oh man, is it really fun! And I'll display some of the battles with it and how we utilize it. And honestly, I think it's almost broken, literally borderline broken here, as you can't kill this thing. It just sits there and holds, almost kind of like a Valkyrie. So if you want to see, check out my videos on that. But as always, before we begin, like, subscribe, bell button below. Appreciate all the supporters of the channel. If you see value what we're doing here today, let us know by smashing those buttons at the bottom there, and we thank you for stopping by. Appreciate your time and support, and as always, enjoy the show. All right, so Napoli, what is it? Tier 10 cruiser, released. I believe it's in the armory. It's not a. I don't think this is a tech tree ship. Yeah, I think it's an armory. It's been so long since I bought this thing. So, very, very strong, powerful. Really, the gimmick of this thing was, and when it was released, is the secondary SAP shells. I mean, literally. SAP secondaries that fire unbelievably accurately, ungodlike. It had, I think at the time it was released, had one of the highest secondary DPMs of the game for SAP. And it is just, and you can see in the background footage, you're going to see as it proves to be very, very horrendously powerful. And what it really does, if you want to play it, and even in randoms, ranked, and whatever, this thing literally pushes in and holds a particular map, goes nose in. And when it goes nose in, it's almost impossible to kill. I've literally tried to do, unless you torpedo this thing, you really got to get it. And you can take citadels like that, but look, it just angles into you and just keeps on trucking and smiling right at you. Just smiles right back at you. It is crazily heavily armored. I believe there's 60mm armor plating somewhere in the midsektions. There's 40mm. It's just all over the place. It's literally like a little turtle. And Libertad, even though he tried, goes down. And now look, we're going to take on the Hataki, Varis, Schieflin. And just watch what this thing can do and how you can play it. Take a look at the video, take a look at the tactics, techniques, procedures about this thing, and see how it fits in your playstyle. But for me, I find this thing is just amazingly powerful as a good cap contester holder for this mode and for, I would say, more of a competitive, ranked, and so forth. So you see Napoli's a lot. You see it sometimes even banned because of the sheer power that it has in competitive. But man, oh man, is this thing super freaking powerful. Now, utility-wise, it doesn't have anything more than offensive capabilities as a crawling smoke, spotter plane to spot, and that's it. And then heals to survive torpedoes. Yeah, they're there to, maybe do a borderline brawling rush. But outside of that, there's no hydro, there's no radar. Really not a cruiser that provides that much utility other than sheer annoyingness and firepower. And you can see right here, the objective right here, we're going to take a flank. If I can cover my flanks, I can use an island cover on my left here, this island on my western flank here. If I can use that and literally avoid and mitigate damage, and then the eastern side is flanked and covered by my team, I really can just sit in the middle here and just non-stop harass people with these SAP secondary shells. And you can see right there, although they may not do much damage at first, but man, over time, you can see that 366 ticking up, 366 ticking up. That's that SAP shell, and it's hard to angle against. You really can't angle against the SAP that much. And really, when it's hitting you, it's just massive amounts of damage. It's not fire damage, but it is still brutal. And correct me if I'm wrong, someone out there knows that SAP, is it SAP the same as AP damage? Like you can't heal back as much of it? I remember just reading and hearing people on YouTube, they say that, oh, HE shell damage and fire damage is easily healable, as opposed to AP damage is much harder to heal back. I wonder if SAP is the same way. So look at all that damage right there, just non-stop SAP secondaries, and I'm not even paying attention. And again, a lot of these YouTubers are saying this is becoming more of an automated AI system where, yeah, AI is literally assisting you, withering down tons and tons of foe and enemies all over the place. And you're just seeing just non-stop damage is ticking up for me. You can see the secondary hits just ticking away at the top. And that's AI really just withering people away just naturally. Death by 1,000 paper cuts that are controlled by AI. There's one kill right there on Hataki. And now we're getting the Varese over here, and we're also getting Schlieffen a little action. There it is. We take out the Varese as well. My God, look at the amount of damage, and we tanked 2.6 million damage right there. I was literally the last man standing in Bravo Cap. You see what this thing can do. Sheer amount of firepower. So let's see if we can drive back into the cap here and just watch us hold it again. All right, so what's the idea? Amount of secondary shells flying through the air right there. Incredible. And I have to speed up. There's a lot of video replays I have, so I gotta get through this. So I will speed it up. Firing on the Los Andes right there. We also reset the capper there. And what's the enemy team supposed to do at this point? It's so hard to cap with this thing in the center because it literally just sits there and tanks. And amazing abilities right here. It's just simple, straight up brawling World of Warships. Nothing fancy, nothing too gimmicky. It really is just, hey, let's go in and fire away and tank and hold. And like I said, the biggest thing I say, if you want to call it a gimmick, is just the ability of the secondaries to be super accurate, super powerful, fast reloading, and just amazingly just tanks and shoots the crap out of it and melts people with the SAP secondaries. And the thing I like about this is better than the Varese and the, what's the new one? The Michelangelo. So Varese and Michelangelo are pretty much identical, just tier 9, tier 10. The thing I like about the Napoli is even though it's got the SAP secondaries, the front main guns are able to swivel around, go nose in, and shoot. With the Varese and the Michelangelo, you have to give broadside. So that is the downside and the weakness of those secondary Italian cruisers. But really, with the Napoli, you can just go with this crawling smoke. Then you can use your guns when you nose in, when you can't use the crawling smoke, and just focus on secondaries. And I'll have to even argue that the secondaries on the Napoli, as you can see right here, are way more powerful for some dang reason. It's just the range isn't as great as the, let's say, the Varese, or Varese obviously can go out to 15 kilometers. And then you got Michelangelo that goes a little, I believe, slightly more than 11 kilometers here. But again, man, oh man, the Napoli does just fine at these. It's more of these close engagements, brawling, and it's just amazing. And you can see the AP on these things the AP on the Napoli is even incredible too. I did not realize at these ranges you can really citadel some major battleships and cruisers. So it's nothing to gawk at. Let's see, what are the caliber guns? 254 millimeters. So they're not pea shooters. These things are pretty wild. They may not be like Alaska kind of, Smolensk, Moscow kind of calibers, but it still hurts when you get these closer ranges here. You can blast some people here. All right, we got the torpedo. This is that torpedo I was telling you about for these last-minute brawling sessions right here. Let's see if I can save my ass. All right, wait until the last minute here, and there we go. We get maximizing full calibers on all of them, and boom, there we go. Saved our ass right there. Now it's time to nose back in again. Look at this. How are you going to kill this thing? This thing is literally going in, secondarying people to death, torpedo people to death. You got the guns. You got the main caliber guns are 254 like we talked about. Man, they are super freaking powerful. And you can see right here, everybody's going to start shooting at the Napoli because they love how there's that Varese I was telling you about. I mean, he's got to swivel his guns all the way around. Ooh, we get a nice citadel on him as well. Again, he's got to give full kind of a crazy angles and exposing his broadside to use his main caliber guns, as opposed to Napoli. We can nose in and just use these two front guns just fine. There's nothing wrong with it, and I think they're way more powerful. And their guns are kind of like secondary, 8-barrel secondaries. Or sorry, 8-barrel SAP guns. Splash 2 or 5 right there. Oh my God, splash 5 already? Crap. What I was going to say is Varese has got those 8-barrel guns that shoot SAP if you would like. I believe they do shoot AP as well, but most people are going to shoot the SAP. But you got to expose so much broadside in order to get those things to bear. And we win the game like that. Look at that. Holy mackerel. Like, just literally holding the center cap. 279,000 damage on a cruiser. 804 secondary hits. And we're going to see later in these videos, #1 in the team right there. You're going to see in these videos that it's just, look at the amount of... You're talking like almost like Libertad Schlieffen kind of damage in a cruiser. 161,000 damage from SAP alone. Torpedoes were good. HE, yeah, majority of the damage was done by the secondaries. Let's take a look at another one. Okay, another game right here. This is a fun one. I like this map. At Alpha Bravo, you can see they overlaps in the center area right there. They overlap in the middle here, so the idea is to somehow either get in the center right by that island on hold positions right there and see if you can do it. It works well with destroyers as well. Getting in right there, it frustrates the enemy so bad that they start making mistakes trying to rush into the death, push into that one area, and it proves to be very, very advantageous for your team. But then, man, it makes the enemy do some crazy things trying to push you out of there, and you can hold. I'm telling you, with the Napoli, the ability to have this turtle kind of like ability of just having a shell, it just seems like it's so hard to kill. I'm telling you, and you guys don't know what I'm talking about. When you see a Napoli, it is so freaking frustrating and hard to kill. It's just so armored, and it's got amazing firepower to go complement that armor. But right there, see Columbo right there. Look at our SAP. What our SAPs are doing. SAP secondaries are just melting this guy. Look at these ranges, incredible. I'm impressed. See, most secondaries don't really do much damage at these close ranges because of the arc angles, but man, SAP just goes right through them like butter. Oh man, this is amazing. All right, this is the position I was talking about. Like, if I can hold both these and cap both these, will it be very, very advantageous and crucial for my team, especially in the long run? Because why? Even if my team dies, I'm still preventing the other enemy team from ticking up points because I'm preventing them to capping it, or I'm preventing the points to tick up in their favor. So watches, we can literally sit here and just melt away any opposition, and you really have to kind of scratch your head and bang your head against the wall to figure out how do you dislodge a Napoli from this position, other than literally becoming a destroyer player and rushing in and torp rushing this thing. Because honestly, if I was in a Kleber or maybe a what you call it, Paolo Emilio, probably my one main objective would be to go in and then dislodge this one guy that's in the Napoli holding this one center position. Okay, torps are coming my way. Let's see what they can do against us. Although it's a great torp run. Let's see, one, and we damage con the flood. That's it. I mean, and then we heal back the damage. So, man, I mean, even if you did try to torp in a battleship, it is very, very difficult, and it's going to take a lot of firepower to dislodge the Napoli in this critical component position. All right, see, we can take on Vyazama. I hate that name. I don't know how to pronounce it. Yazama? I don't know. Either way, a lot of people have been picking it in Unbreakable Line these days, and it's an experimental cruiser. It's got that burst fire gimmick. You guys tell me. I have it, but I haven't played it yet. You guys got to tell me why it's so chosen, or why is it so highly sought after? Because, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it seems like it gets hard to kill, and it's got that burst fire gimmick right there. Maybe it's like another kind of trying to being replacing itself as the Stalingrad of the cruiser line. What is it? Vyazama is a tier 9. I don't know. That's probably why people are picking it. They think it's like a Stalingrad, but better. I don't know. I still like Stalingrad. Stalingrad's got the laser-focused guns. Probably one of the best dispersions in the game, I think. Still, from a cruiser standpoint. Okay, so looking at the map, reassessing. I got their Napoli right there. He's figuring out the game, too. He's going to push in and try to attack us right there. So we're going to have to keep our head on the swivel and keep our eyes up and peeled for him. And let's see. We can take out Vyazama with the secondaries. Look at that secondary kill. On the Vyazama. Okay, we got Napoli was taken out. Good job there. All right, we've got Riga holding their cap point right there. So we are good so far. Schlieffen can take out the... Thank you very much, Schlieffen. Schlieffen takes out Palmer. He was just stuck on Alpha Island right there. Now we can cap with impunity right here. So if we can hold and cap both Alpha Bravo, we've done our part. And man, oh man, has this game been pretty annoying with the Napoli here. So let's see with Shikishima. SAP Secondaries are doing pretty darn well, too. Let's see how they do. Just a couple shells hit. Just watching a couple shells hit. The accuracy on the Secondaries is amazing. Unfortunately, you can't build for, like, battleships can build for accuracy. All you can do, really, is just build for range, and that's sad. Because I think if you could build for cruiser secondary accuracy, man, oh man, would these things be ridiculously powerful. And look at those secondaries hitting right there. They're just getting 355, 330, 1931, 355. My goodness. It doesn't seem like much damage, but I'm telling you, it's still death by 1,000 paper cuts. It's still effective. Look, we're still firing our front two guns. Normally, if I was in a Varese or Michelangelo, I would have to give more broadside to get those guns to fire. But, man, it feels just comfortable with the Napoli. I don't feel any threat or danger, not exposing too much broadside. It feels just fine. And, man, what are you supposed to do in this situation? Napoli's holding nose in. All you can really do is, I think, burn him down. But then, again, he smokes up and no radar, no hydro. Nobody's hydroing me. What are you going to do? Ooh, nice torpedo run against Palmer in there. Unfortunately, not enough to kill. I guess we'll have to help him out. Front main guns right there. Everybody's just outside my secondary or firing smoke penalty until this Napoli gets in front of me. Will he then be able to spot me? But then again, he's turning away. We've now officially capped both spots here, so we're good. Ooh, Napoli, finally. Vyazama gets the nice broadside. There's the weakness Again, with any ship, you show broadside, you're going to die. So just understand that. It's all about positioning. All right, so look at this. Got a nice long-range shot. I think that should be an easy kill for the Napoli right there, right in the superstructure, and boom, he goes down. Splash 2 right there, 141,000 damage, and now we're just going to put Secondaries back on the Shikishima again. He's come back for more. I wonder if the Shikishima guns can overmatch my bow here. Don't be a chicken knackery? Who's knackery? Is he referencing to me? It's telling me to come out and die. Well, this is my one tactic, my one gimmick. I don't know if he's talking about me. Yeah, I mean, Vaizama's the same aspect. It's still like literally you go, ooh, now you get a secondary kill again on the Palmer and on the behind us, and now we're just gonna rush in and win the game. Yeah, like I said, that's all I had to do right there, and it proves to be super freaking powerful. I'm telling you. Who was that guy talking about knackery? Or was he mentioning? Was that a typo for Napoli? Look at that. Let's see here. How are we doing the team? We're in the middle section there. We didn't do too much. And yep, we did a lot. 107,000 secondaries. And what's the team? Sorry, I have to look at the names. Knackery. Who's he talking about? Oh, Vaizama. He was talking about the other Vaizama. Yeah, yeah, that's all you do. Just nose in and just tank. So, all right, this is the map Trap here. And, ooh, this one's interesting. This time the caps are not into center. So what do we do here? Looks like we may just drive straight in right here and see what we can do. Let's see if we can tank holding even this channel right here. Now, the counter to this is you just torp the crap out of this channel, which I would normally do in a destroyer, but obviously we're in the cruiser here. And I believe there are no destroyers in this map. So this is going to be pretty fun. No destroyer threat. So let's take a look at it. These maps are becoming very, very fun when you get like Battleship, cruiser, kind of brawling situations right here. No carrier, no subs, no destroyers. And this is just straight up old school World of Warships right here. Where you're just trying to figure out what kind of position do I need to get in? What angling do I need to make sure I enable to in order for me to mitigate as much damage as possible. See if I can get in secondary range, getting the right caliber or right ammo type to make sure I get that maximize the amount of damage. Also doing slight kind of a little bit torpedoing, if you will, from battleships and cruisers, and just figuring out on using island cover to maximize or mitigate the amount of damage you get with maximizing island cover, and also getting major shots on target like this Illinois right here, which is really a fun ship. Illinois can be fun. I believe it has the Des Moines caliber guns on a battleship hull. And even with that, it doesn't really it just scratches the paint on the Napoli right here. And man, oh man. Now he's backing up, so he's trying to like, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to push this objective right here. So we're going to go in and try to take Bravo here. I believe there is, what is, the Illinois is the only one capping. We took out the Ager, right? Then we've got our majority of our bulk of our force at Alpha right here, as you can see. They're pushing in pretty heavy. So if we can hold this spot and wait for reinforcements to flank back around with his Buffalo or having Janan come in and attack. Ooh, now we're getting... Ooh, here he is. There's the Yodo. So we can get two sides of the secondaries firing and just maximizing firepower on one side. And again, the SAP secondaries, do they melt like crazy? I'm telling you, if you can get them at least firing on both sides, you're maximizing your DPM and damage per minute incredibly. So let's see if we can get a nice broadside on Yodo here. Switching to AP. All right, should be able to get one more shot. The reload on the guns is fairly decent. 14 seconds, not bad for a cruiser. I think that was what is expected of a cruiser. Okay, wait for him to turn and fire right there. Hopefully the shells land right in the perfect Citadel area. There's one. Nice, we got one Citadel at least. All right, we getting pit. Everybody's shooting at us. We've already tanked 1 million damage right here. Let's see if we can hold our own against Illinois. What's he going to do? We're going to shoot right at his nose. Oh, nice shot right here. I always aim at the bow and the nose. I find that's the weakest area of the battleship, so that's where I normally fire at. All right, we're firing right there at about the water line. See if we get a nice Citadel shot. And, ooh, overpans. 7 overpans. Man, I got to aim a little bit lower next time. I would think my caliber guns are so small that it wouldn't overpin that much. Okay, there's the last shot right there before it goes behind. And there we go. 2 citadels. Nice shots right there for the Napoli. All right, we've got our left flank is covered. Everybody, all the enemies are behind, so we can start angling and nosing in a little bit more to the right. There's the Hataki and Agir right here. I wonder if I could shoot the Agir and broadside him. Man, that Agir is showing some nice broadside. Okay, flank is clear. I can angle in a little bit more. Nobody is firing at the Agir. My God. All right, it'll have to be us then. Let's see, right above the water line. He's angling away now. Let's see. Oh, man, they went right in the mountain. I hate that sometimes. Ooh, secondaries take out the Yodo right there. Again, man, secondary firepower. Thank goodness Palmer takes out the Yagir. All right, last guy is Ataki. If we can get this nice shot right here. Full send. Front turrets only. And, oh, man, we get ricochets. Sometimes I'm telling you, these guns are wonky. RNG doesn't bless you. Back turret, best turret. Well, actually, that was a secondary kill. All right, secondary's back on Illinois right here, and there he goes down as well. And that is how we take the cake. Schlieffen's going to attempt to pull in right here and see if he can make... We are majorly, ridiculously low on health right now, so we cannot take this fight one-on-one. Again, all you got to do is nose in and mitigate damage. Got the torpedoes ready to go here. This is what makes this thing so deadly. This thing loves to brawl and knife fight, even with torpedoes, so we'll wait. I think he's committed to his course. Yep, he's committed to speed right there, I believe. And once we get behind that island, we'll fire a salvo right there and fire one into his bow. Look at that, 5,000 damage. That's pretty good damage for me, but I'll take it. All right, we got a nose in and angle in. Oh, somebody's firing us from the east or the south. All right, we're going to nose in. Go. Look at the turning ability. This thing can really turn. It's amazing. It's got great maneuverability to avoid hitting these islands. Get our health back, and then we take the cake with... Nice torpedo hit right there. So, man, Napoli can do it all. 149,000 damage right there. And we've taken the entire area and held our own. Again, man, it is brutally frustrating to get this guy out. All right, let's see. And now we smoke up, and now nobody can see us. So we just literally sit here and just automate and use AI to kill everybody for us. 2,500 damage, my gosh, on SAP secondaries. Oh, I love these brawling pushes. Look, I love the enemy when they actually working together. I mean, that's why I like Unbreakable Line so much, because it actually forces players to actually work together, even though they don't realize it. As opposed to in randoms, you have people go randomly all over the place. Probably why they call it randoms. But at least in this mode, people are actually just no fault of their own, just wanting to push in together. And I see way more pushes and advances together, and people actually working together as a team in this mode than I do in random. So it is quite enjoyable to see the amount of ships that are within 10 kilometers of me and actually working together and firing together. So that's why I don't play randoms anymore. I like the teamwork. Oh, smash that guy and taking the game broadside Moscow. So the guns do not lie. All right, let's take a look. Like I said, I love the fact that people are actually pushing, even the enemy, they're actually pushing together. Both sides are actually pushing together, no fault of their own. It's just because of the meta of the game of Unbreakable Line, and I find that more enjoyable than just people running to J line, A line in random. So you can take what it's worth. That's my opinion on it. Secondaries are doing a lot. Last video. All right, last game, I promise you, Tears of the Desert. Another fun one. I had to share this because, man, what do you guys think? Do you think the Napoli is kind of borderline busted, broken OP, or is it just perfectly balanced? It just seems like, man, is this thing so hard to kill, and you really got to do work on it and really focus it down. And look at it. Everybody, look at it again. What did I just say in the last video? Everybody's pushing together. Isn't that incredible? Like 6 ships actually pushing forward to an objective. And look at my team. At least my team is actually hitting the W key and moving forward. Now, notice I did not die in those last couple videos because you challenge yourself. I don't think this is just a YOLO mode. I believe you actually have to try to figure out how to mitigate damage, how to use your consumables on time, how to accurately fire your guns, how to actually position your ships. What techniques and tactics can you do to actually win the game and provide the best outcome for your team? So I think that this mode really does challenge you to try to see if you can survive. But here's the thing. People are just natural human beings are willing to push in if they know they will get their ship again in the next round. If they die, they'll come back and respawn and try again. I think that alone right there will save the game, as opposed to in randoms, people are so terrified to lose their ship that they're willing to drive to the A line or J line, which I believe should be outlawed. I think the map should slowly shrink in randoms to do that, but it forces players to really just go in the opposite direction, to kite away, run away, and it doesn't reward you anything for doing that, really, and it promotes poor gameplay, as opposed to this. If you remove that entire meta from your mind that, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my ship and everybody's going to yell at me, no, it's like, no, you're going to come back. This time, try something different to see if you can survive. That right there, that simple fact alone, changes the gameplay style. As you can see in Unbreakable Line, I encourage more and more people to play this thing, make it a permanent game mode, wargaming, where you get the option of between randoms, where you get killed by carriers and subs, or Unbreakable Line, where you can actually try out your skills, techniques, and tactics to figure out, how can I make this work? What can I do differently in this mode? It's kind of like almost like clan battles and rank, where it's 7 versus 7 kind of game mode style, but this time it's got the flavor of you're not communicating with anybody. You're really kind of just using your mini-map to pointy, clicky, talky that way, and really just to also see if you can figure out how can you push together, how can you work with strangers that you just kind of joined and met just right now, and see what you can do together when really nobody knows each other, and how can we maximize what complement of ships we have to really get the best outcome. All right, Savea is a deadly cruiser, that is. I play it like a destroyer. It's a deadly cruiser, so you definitely want to get this thing out of the map. It can spam the crap out of you in smoke. So once it gets within 9 kilometers, I know he's got that radar. See, I got to get him out before he gets in that smoke. He's got that quick smoke right there, but it takes forever to slow down. So you notice that's why I always creep at a quarter speed, firing our AP because I know he's got a Citadel, and there's that Citadel right there. And oh man, can we kill this guy? 592, and boom, he goes down. All right, that's it. I knew exactly, if you know the ships out there, you can understand how they operate. You can figure out how to kill them as well. I knew he was have a struggle there to slow down, and I say, you know what? Let's take advantage of this fire. AP's got a Citadel. He's not like a destroyer with no Citadel. Fire the Citadel. Make sure you get him and just slam him right there, and make sure he does not get in that smoke and use that radar against us, because now you can perma-spot us. Okay, so now we've got Illinois on our left, Schlieffen on our bow, and we've got Golden Lu on our 3 o'clock, or 2 o'clock, that is. So we got 3 ships really right in front of us, and this is where Napoli shines right here. Nose in, secondaries firing both sides, AP guns firing the front, and this is why I don't like the Michelangelo Varese for this reason, because I would have no ability to shoot anybody off my bow, but now I have AP that actually do significant amounts of damage, especially when you're firing at the bow of the Schlieffen right here, because that's the weakest part of the armor of his ship. So let's see if we can get another nice juicy spot. You got to practice this. Let's see if I can hit it, and very nice shot right there. 4,600, I'll take it. We got airstrikes coming in on us. Let's see if we can get another shot on the bow. Oh, we got an island that's smashing us right now. 6,700 damage. Brian goes, all right, we damage con the double fires right there. Let's see, can we hold this position? Waiting for reinforcements to arrive. Unfortunately, our battleships are running in the back. Oh, we get a Citadel. Very nice shot right there. Look at that. We can Citadel battleships at this range. Pretty darn amazing. All right, let's see if I can tank some more damage right here. I've got the guns ready to go. Can I kill this Schlieffen before I die? Yes, that's a nice Citadel right there. We've got, okay, Gutenlau was taken out, so let's get another shot. And do we take out Schlieffen? Oh, yes, we do. We take him out with the help of GK right there. Illinois and Schlieffen now pushing in. So we were able to tank 1.9 million damage in that position. So let's push right back in and see if we can correct our mistake right there. Now, it looks like we are losing right here because of the fact that we have 2 caps, or lost 2 caps. And now what can we do in this situation right here? All right, we'll get the secondaries firing on the Schlieffen. Goldlu's airstrikes coming in and also getting shot down. And I don't think he does a very good drop on that one, so that's okay. All right, so let's see if we can get some nice HE damage on this guy. So I noticed on the bow, the guns, AP doesn't do very well on the angle, obviously, battleship. So what I really do, I just switch to HE, and for what it's worth, these HE guns will start enough fires and get enough damage on the superstructure that I'll take it. Meanwhile, the secondaries are continuously firing on the superstructure, and man, look at that. We're getting like 1,200 damage, 1,500 damage. Very, very strong. Okay, he's going to melt right there, and very nice. Goes down again, and now we got the Golden Lau, who is also being pushed. Nice broadside shot right there. Switching to AP right. See if I can Citadel the Golden Lau from these ranges. Oh, I'm tempted to use my smoke right here. I really am thinking about it, but that looks like such a nice shot. I really want to take it. See if we can get it. All right. Guns are out. And, ooh, overpin. One overpin. We got 4 pins on it with 1 overpin. Okay, let's see if we can get a nice shot right here. There it is, man. I'm telling you, the Citadel shots in the Napoli are so satisfying to see, but you got to get these close ranges in these knife fights. All right, we are literally taking on the entire armada right here. We got 5 ships in front of us. Everybody's shooting at us. I think we've gone past the 2 million potential damage spot. Everybody's shooting. Look how hard it is for everybody to kill us. Normally, a normal cruiser would have died like hours ago, but oh well. 233,000 damage right here. That very, very close match. Let's see, what are we tanking at this point? 3.2 million damage. Holy mackerel. All right, let's see if we can get back in the game. Okay, we've killed 3 ships right there, go down, and now we've got Bravo Cap uncontested right here. All right, let's see if we can take Bravo back from the enemy. All right, looks like Illinois. Okay, we've got Alpha Cap, no big deal. If I can take out, look at the game, it's so freaking close right now. All right, if I can take out Bravo and get this Illinois out, we may have a chance here. It is a super tight, close game right now. All right, looks like we are slow rolling it into Illinois. Come on, baby. We just got to get this. This is a close match. Look at the score right there. 1 minute left to secure the win here. If I can take out the Illinois and get into the cap and stop their capping, we win. And there we go. Illinois goes down. Saving the day. 3.5 million potential damage right there. And we stop the enemy team's points from going out. And now what do you do? Oh, wait. Thank goodness someone kills that guy. All right. There it is. 3.6 million damage. 256,000. Damage, kills, and damage right there. And holy mackerel, did we really do a number on that? We worked overtime on that one, ladies and gents, and let's see how we did. Top of 2 of the team right there. Yep, we were doing our work. 3.6 million potential damage. Classified so freaking annoying. Capturing points, holding points, 112,000 SAP secondaries, and armor piercing. Phenomenal. All right, Bill will be at the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoy the video. If you appreciate what we're doing here today, thanks for stopping by. Smash those like buttons down below. Leave us a comment. And as always, until next time, if you see me out there, make sure to say hello and you take care. Stay safe. Cheers.